All right, let's dive into a short, really simple story that I think has a surprisingly powerful lesson. It's called The Stone in His Pocket, and it's all about how one tiny shift in your mindset can completely change your life. You know that feeling? Like you're just stuck in a loop going through the same motions every single day, and it feels like nothing is ever going to change? Well, if that sounds familiar, this story might just have a key to breaking that cycle.
And this thought right here, this is where it all begins. It's such a human feeling, right? That sense of being totally trapped by your situation. This feeling of hopelessness is what surrounds our main character at the start of his story.
So let's meet our guy. His name is Bilal, and his world, it's a construction site. It's a place defined by hard, repetitive work where tomorrow looks exactly like yesterday. And Bilal's daily reality, it's not just the physical stuff, the hard labor for not enough pay and zero respect. It's the mental environment. He's surrounded day in and day out by this constant drumbeat of negativity, a never-ending cycle of complaining.
But then, just when it feels like things are set in stone, pardon the pun, the story shifts. A new person enters the scene. An old man, just sitting quietly, watching everything. And this one simple encounter is about to change everything for Bilal.
So the old man gives Bilal a gift. It's just a small, ordinary stone, nothing special about it. But see, the power isn't in the object itself. The stone is just a tool, a little physical trigger for a whole new way of thinking. And this is the question, the one simple, powerful idea tied to that stone. Every time he touches it, he has to ask himself, am I moving forward or am I just complaining? It forces this split second of self-awareness. It's a clear choice. Are you going to be passive or are you going to be active? So, of course, the very next day, the test comes. He's at work. The usual chorus of complaints starts up, and his first instinct, his old habit, is to just jump right in. But this time is different. He feels that stone in his pocket, and it just stops him. The question pops into his head. He's facing this really clear fork in the road. The path he's always taken is complaining. It's easy, it's familiar, but it goes absolutely nowhere. The new path is moving forward. And notice, this isn't about some huge dramatic gesture. It's about finding tiny, actionable things he can do right then and there. And this is the crucial part. It's not some vague idea of being more positive. Bilal turns moving forward into real, concrete actions. Instead of complaining with his coworkers, he starts watching the engineers. Instead of resenting them, he starts learning from them. Each step is so small, but they start to build on each other one by one. And here's where the magic happens. Those small daily choices, repeated over and over and over again, they start to build real momentum. He's not just working anymore, he's actually growing. And after a while, people start to notice. And there it is, the first real sign from the outside world that his internal shift is having a real impact. His supervisor sees what he's doing. This isn't just about Bilal feeling better about his job. It's about him becoming more valuable, all because he consistently chose to learn instead of complain. And just look at the result when you zoom out over time. This shows you the incredible power of compounding effort. It didn't happen in a week. It took years of consistently choosing to move forward, one tiny action at a time. He went from a laborer to a site supervisor, all the way to becoming a contractor. I mean, a complete transformation of his life. So, years later, Bilal is successful, and he finds that same stone in a drawer somewhere. He doesn't really need the reminder anymore, but he remembers its power. And in this beautiful, full-circle moment, he goes back to the very construction site where it all started. And what does he hear? The exact same words he used to think. The cycle of complaining is still there. It's just a new young worker who's trapped inside it now. It just goes to show you that feeling of hopelessness is timeless unless somebody steps in to break the pattern. Now, Bilal doesn't give him a big lecture. He doesn't brag about how he made it out. He simply sits down next to the young man and passes on the tool that changed his own life. He becomes the old man from the beginning of the story, offering a choice instead of a command. And that's really the moral of the whole story. It's so simple, but it's so profound. Success isn't some far-off destination you have to reach. It's a decision you make right now, in this moment. The decision to trade one complaint for one tiny action. So, what about you? What about us? Think about your own life for a second. What's one thing you find yourself complaining about, maybe over and over again? And more importantly, what's one tiny action you can take to start moving forward on it today? That, right there, is the real power